morning! Welcome back to our tiny house life. I am waking up this morning. It is Sunday. Just got my latte finished, and I know you guys have seen me make my latte a lot, but I haven't really commented on it a ton. I love my morning latte. I used to spend way too much money at Starbucks, then Pete's, because I started to attempt to stop going to Starbucks, and I swear there's something on my camera lens. Okay. I became a Pete's Coffee Shop fan because they, for a time, have vegan whipped cream, which was awesome. They have really good vegan lemon scones, and then they also have a vegan chai latte. Starbucks' chai latte is not vegan because it has milk powder in it. Love me a chai latte. Started going to Pete's. Still was spending too much money. For a time I was working somewhere that was right next to the coffee shop, and everyone was in the habit of going almost every day, so I got in that habit. We were like, okay, how can we rein this in? We ended up buying a latte machine. We got a Philips Latte Go machine. In general, it's done amazing. We did have a little glitch where I don't even know what happened. It happened after a year of having it. We kind of took it apart, put it back together, replaced a part, and then it's kind of had a little mind of its own now, where if I make 2 lattes in a row, it's not very happy with us. But it's only the steaming the milk part that it freaks out about. So as you guys have just seen, I made myself a latte, and then I was able to make a shot of espresso for Jared, and that works perfectly fine. So I don't know. Weird, but still love my latte machine. And every day I do it with soy milk, which we get in bulk from Costco because I go through way too much soy milk for my lattes. And I use 2 different types of sweeteners, one of which is a powder, and I get that from Bloom, B-L-U-M-E. They have some things on Amazon, but I typically shop from their website where they have a plethora of vegan options. Hi, Mr. Moo. Hi.
I want to be on camera.
Yeah, you're too short though. All their powders are vegan, all their latte mixes. I have them in these cute little glass containers. The pumpkin is my favorite and my go-to, but they have a handful of them. We buy from Monin that does dozens of different pump syrups that you can use for lattes, for frappuccinos, even milkshakes. When we bought the pumpkin one the first go around, I was trying to make pumpkin milkshakes, so they can be used for anything, but I really like the vanilla and the chai, both of which are vegan. Not all their syrups are vegan, but a good handful of them are. We get the organic ones that come in glass, so we save the pump and just rebuy the glass in a 6-pack or something of the sort and just reuse the pump, put it in the new glass one, and we have everything that we need for our latte. This guy's got a scoop of the Bloom powder and a pump and a half of the vanilla syrup, and I'm good to go for the day. Bubby's making French toast again. Very excited about that.
With just egg.
And we finally found the bubble wrap / foam that we need to attempt to fix the condensation on the toilet. So Jared literally went to Costco, got this big guy.
Home Depot.
Just kidding. Just thinking about Costco apparently. Home Depot. And it says double reflective insulation. So we're gonna test that out. You will see how it goes. Excited about that. Ooh, also, I can't believe that I forgot this, / proud of myself that I waited for you guys. I ordered some paint matching samples. The slight saga of the paint is we obviously have our interior of the tiny house painted, but there's some spots I need to fix. For example, these are just scuffs and marks when we put up the cat trees. We have a couple holes that we made that ended up not needing to be made. So I would really like to be able to paint those. And there are a couple cracks here and there with just the house settling and it kind of doing its thing. Initially, I incorrectly assumed that a certain paint color that I had picked with our builder before was the interior paint color. So we bought that from Lowe's, just a little sample of it. And it was not exactly the paint color. Going back to our conversation where I got that information from initially, I discovered that when we picked that color, it was the exterior color. So it's still convenient. We'll have it for little touch-ups that we can do on the outside, especially since we're having like a roofer and a sider come. We had someone come out yesterday to give us our first estimate. So we're stoked that that ball is rolling. If you guys missed the information in the last video at my cost of tiny house, I went over a little bit that we had conversations with the builder. She's already reimbursed us for everything that we've needed to do and pay professionals to come out to do, and she is going to talk to a roofer that we select and ideally kind of work out with him what needs to be done / the roofing will be done, and they will also reimburse us for that. So yay, that paint might come in handy for that situation. I also think, sorry that's getting so slightly tangenty, but all on the same subject basically. I don't know if you guys remember a picture that I've shown, a different type of siding that I want to have on the outside of our sleeping loft, the part that is raised a little bit from the rest of the house, that's more of a wooden paneling, like exposed wood shingling paneling, as opposed to just the white long pieces of wood that are striping the house. So I thought that would be really cute to break up the different portions of the house. So because they're removing all of the siding anyways and they have to replace it, they might as well replace it with what we were hoping to upgrade it to in the future. Hi, Barney. I'm sorry, is Bobo being a butt munch? You guys might think Joseph is cute, but he's the bully of the household, so I'm just saying. Anywho, after discovering that the paint we had was not interior, I asked her, well, what is our interior paint color? And unfortunately, she basically can't tell me because they buy in bulk from a certain paint provider, and it's not the type of paint that I could just go and buy from Lowe's or buy from Home Depot or order online with the same exact paint color. I need to match the paint color. I know that I can just bring something in to, I think, Home Depot or Lowe's, and they will try to exactly color match it and give you the paint that you need. But I've really been looking into different paint options that are more vegan, cruelty-free, eco-friendly, and that is not what's sold in stores like that. I found 3 companies that I was pretty stoked about. One of them is called Claire, this guy here, Backdrop, and then there was a third company, I cannot think of it at the moment, but they're all vegan, eco-friendly, cruelty-free, which apparently that is not the typical standard when it comes to house paint. So, since we needed to go out and get a completely new paint anyways, I figured I would try one of these companies. I was really stoked about Backdrop because for their paint samples, they literally send you, like, this thing is huge, you can tell. They send you this whole thing, Backdrop samples. They cost just under $4, so I bought 2 samples. It's basically this sticker that you can stick on the wall, leave it up there during different times of the day, and as the light changes, you can see how this interacts with your paint that's already on the wall. Or if you want a completely new paint color, you can just put it up and see what it would look like in that room. So I thought that was a really cool way to do it instead of wasting paint potentially. Looking at these 2 colors, I already kind of feel like one of them is going to be too gray for our space, but I picked Cool Moon, which is a standard finish, cool bright white, and then West Coast Ghost, standard finish, super light gray with blue undertones. This honestly looked the whitest when I was looking online, but this is the one that in person I think is gonna be a little too gray. You can kind of tell more with this one next to it. So I'm gonna stick these on the wall, see what they're looking like. Probably not even gonna fully stick this guy on the wall because I don't think he's right. And I do know that from the get-go, it was kind of wishful thinking that one of these would even work. I believe they have about 8 different white tones. They don't have thousands and thousands of colors like a lot of different companies have, which makes sense because it's better for their production and I'm sure like warehouse size, all stuff like that. It makes sense, you know? So I really hope this color works, but if it doesn't, I'll have to go about it in a different way and from a different company. But I'm definitely gonna buy from them in the future when we need to do like a completely new color or we're not color matching for something. I really like how I know paint normally comes in like a tin, but they just have this really cute handle pour, smaller paint can type thing. I just think it's great. Super cool. So let me get this on the wall, see what's going on. Okay, so I've turned up my brightness, trying to give you guys the best example possible. So this is West Coast Ghost. Not even gonna put that up because obviously that's not it. This guy is Cool Moon, and I feel like it's so close, but maybe not exactly. But I'm also wondering, like, is that just the difference of what it would look like painted versus not painted? Probably not. I don't know. But I still want to stick it on the wall, you guys, okay? So let me get this. Also, you guys can see a little bit off here to the right how this is discolored. That is me attempting to cover something up with the outdoor paint color indoor when I didn't realize that it was not for the inside. Let's see. Let's do like. Yeah. So, I mean, not the same color. Not the same color. I'll look at it with light on it and stuff, just to do the whole process. But yeah, at least I got to show you guys the whole thing, because I am at least stoked about Backdrop as a company, how they do these little samples. Would be really cool if they color matched. I looked on their website and I couldn't find anything that mentioned color matching, or where you could maybe download an app, take a picture of what you want to use, or I don't know. I'm sure that it would be really hard to color match through an app or a picture. All of our phones show different color tones anyways, so yeah. Basically, the search continues. I'm gonna look into the other two companies that I know of and see if they have any sort of color matching, or what their like sample options are and how we go about that. Because I really want to paint the inside here. When we asked the builder if she had the paint color and she said no, her suggestion was, we'll just take a faceplate into Home Depot and have them match that. And I'm like, first of all, the faceplates to switches are plastic and not the same exact color. And what piece of wood of the house am I just going to internally take off and take into Home Depot to get a color match? So I'm like, thanks for leaving me stranded here. I think at the very least, okay, in my fake world where I own a tiny house building company, I feel like I would totally at least, I mean, they should be able to maybe give out the information of the company, but maybe they only sell in bulk. And if I always use the same color, I would have already gone into Home Depot or Lowe's and done a color matching. That way, A, if I was in a bind and needed to buy it from the store and the bulk order hadn't come, I could buy it from them. And when people ask in the future, I would know an answer to the question, because I like having answers to questions.
She could even give us
Yeah.
the actual paint brand and color that
Yeah.
she uses,
Yeah.
and then we can go online and look it up, and they'll have like the color
And then we
pigment,
could bring that into
and then
something.
exactly.
Yeah.
But not even
Or
that.
get sent maybe a sample from that company. Maybe the bulk company even does samples.
That would be, yeah. She'd be like, this is the color, this is
Yeah.
the company, then we order the sample from them and walk into Home Depot and match it.
But she basically was like, I got no info for you because of this. And I
You
was
buy
like,
it in bulk, too bad.
okay. Okay.
I don't have a whole cup of dusting.
Also, correction to recipe mentioned in last video. The 1 cup is not half of a container of just egg.
It's not.
No.
Jojo helping me with paperwork.
All right. So, obviously, I'm working for a little bit here, and my main 2 things I've been working on are, since it is the weekend, I've been wanting to go through all of our paperwork that I've just been shoving into a drawer. So I pulled out all of the random mail that I put in there in our emergency folder, and I've just been going through everything, making sure that everything that's in here does need to be in here, and also pulling out everything that we've received in the mail for our taxes for the last year, because we have not filed our taxes yet, and I really want to do that and get on top of it. We normally do TurboTax, but this year with like the house, I guess for last year, with the house sale and just different things that we did, we feel like it would make more sense to have a CPA. We've been looking locally, and we did find a company that is mixed with a lot of different people. We honestly were looking for diversity. There are a lot of women that work there, a lot of people with different ages, so we think that it'll be a really good fit. We're gonna check them out. We've reached out to them, and I'm just prepping everything in the meantime, trying to get the ball rolling on that. Ooh, I also looked into the different paint companies. I made notes. Let me look. Okay, so Backdrop is the company that I already purchased from, and that we are deciding the swatch. That even though it fits pretty close, it's not exact. It's funny, Jared mentioned it's almost the same color as our light switch, which ironically she told us to bring in the switch for figuring out the color. So ironically it did match that, but not gonna work in the long run. Another company I'd mentioned was Claire, but after doing a little bit more research, I'm having a hard time finding something saying definitively that they're vegan. I'm finding a lot of things saying that they're eco-friendly, that they are sustainable, that they don't have like the VOCs or something, but I can't find anything on their website that specifically says vegan. So I'm not going to focus on them. But the other two companies that I was able to find more positive vegan information about in the paint category are Ecos Paint, and Farrow and Ball. I did order free samples from both of these companies. The samples are free, the shipping was free, so that's really cool. I have those coming our way, both in white, and then from one company, because it said it's up to 8 swatch colors for free, I picked a couple different greens that might be fun for our door. So not really planning on painting it right now, but I figured, I mean, we got some free swatches, might as well check some out. So that should come in the next few days. I'll definitely show you those when they come. Hopefully something is closer. But if something is not close enough to this paint color, Ecos Paint, which this is the only one that I could find that had this option, they will paint match for you. So it's not through the phone or online like I was mentioning before. They even noted that it's almost impossible to find a perfect match that way. But if you mail into them something that is 2 by 3 inches and has at least 2 coats of that paint color on it, they will paint match for you and make that color. What I'm thinking is I'm sitting next to this window. Also, just took my vitamins. But sitting next to this window and thinking about how we're having the windows redone and how they're going to remove some of the frames. I'll probably just take some of the framing of this window, cut it down to size, and send it into the company. So no matter what, I feel good. We have found a solution. It might take some time for the windows to actually be coming down, but I mean, we're getting estimates now, so how long could it really take? But in the meantime, I have ordered a couple of their swatches for the colors that they do have. We'll match it out and see how it goes. And the last thing I wanted to mention before diving back into these papers are the nails I've been using. So static nails, I have been loving them. I just switched over to the new pattern, except for one finger, which literally I could not get this guy off. I'm now deciding that I think that I like this one more. I don't know, I do like the French tip, but I just think the beige is a bit more me in general. Since I was switching my nails, I wanted to bring up 2 things. One, I left you on a cliffhanger with the Basque LA nail removing guy that I purchased. I got that a couple weeks ago. It was like $60 on Amazon. I have used it 3-4 times now, and I wanted to give a review. I feel a little silly giving a review because I want to note again, I don't use it to how they suggest to use it by their instructions. They want you to use 40 to 50 milliliters of acetone, steam your nails in that, and then remove it. But for so many reasons, I didn't want to do that. A, it seemed weird to steam acetone. B, I don't want to be going through that much acetone when I don't really use any right now, because that's just lots of product and plastic, when I really thought when I was buying this online that it was water that I was putting into it. So stubbornly, I was just like, I'm still using water. I'm going to see if it works, and it kind of does. So I just do it when I have time to spare, because it will take me over an hour at times to get them off. But in the evening, I'm just chilling watching TV with Jared anyway, so I just do it during that time, and it's kind of when we get our random little things done like that. For me, it's not like a waste of time, I would say, but it does get everything off except for this one. But I also don't put all 5 of my fingers in it at once. I kind of work on a couple at a time and then switch over. So it's not like this one was sitting in the steam for an hour and it never came off. It was just, I was being a pain in the butt, and you guys don't really care. But basically saying the Basque LA product, I'm sure it would work even better if one were using acetone. The product has worked consistently the whole time I've been using it. I do like that they give you extra, a couple replacement pieces, because apparently they wear out. I haven't had to replace anything yet, but at least I don't need to go out and buy something. I already have the replacement there. I'd give it like a 3.5 out of 5, but again, I'm not using it to its proper standards. But I mentioned that I would bring that up again in the future, so that is my opinion opinion on the product. I am going to continue using it. For the most part, I let my nails kind of fall off by themselves, and then I either reapply them or I just start the transition switch to a next pattern or a different color. So I'm rarely needing to take off all 10 of my nails at the same time, so it's not like really an issue for me. The second thing I wanted to mention in relation to nails is I think that the next time I buy a round of the vegan reusable pop-on nails, I'm going to try the company Glamnetic. The reason I want to do that is A, their packaging is recyclable. Another reason is it says that those nails will not bend, and I have been having a hard time, like, I really wasn't having a problem before with my nails bending too much, but I just put these on 3 or 4 days ago. I don't know if that's going to come up. There you can see it. It's bent downwards there. I don't think any of my other ones are bent right now. And then before, the reason that I even switched off my beige ones for this one was the beige I'd been having on had it on for easily a month before. My middle finger on my right hand, I'm sure I just keep like bumping it on everything. Dominant hand, longest finger. I cracked it. And the Glamnetic nails say that they don't crack and they don't bend. So that would be awesome. I believe that they are about the same price, and I already looked and they have a similar beige tone. So I'm really excited about that. And also, I don't know, maybe I just have like really big fingers. Not gonna lie, I'm self-conscious of my thumbs. What a weird thing to be self-conscious of. But they literally don't fit my fingernail. See on the side how that's like my natural nail right there a little bit? And then also on this side is the same. So I picked the biggest nail, obviously, and I still have like a little bit of my natural nail that sticks out. The other ones don't. The other ones fit great, but I don't know. My thumbs, man. My thumbs. So I'm hoping that maybe with this other company, they will fit. I've never had a nail company that has thumbs that fit my thumbs. So it's not like this company has like really small nails or anything. They call themselves inclusive. They say they fit everybody, but I seem to be outside of that realm with practically all nail companies. Does anyone have that situation? And does anyone have suggestions for a vegan, cruelty-free, reusable nail that maybe fits them better than others do? Just let me know. But those were my little beauty tidbit check-ins that I've been thinking about. I'm gonna finish going through all this paperwork here. Yeah. Daily bubble time. Editing break. It is now Monday and we have scheduled to go to the pod. So we have a handful of, oh my gosh, as I drop the phone, we have a handful of things in the back of the car that we are dropping off, and a little list of things that we want to pick up, and maybe another errand or two. Maybe we'll get the car washed. We shall see. So everything's looking good. The back of the car is still a bit full. And we have plastic that we need to recycle. We have a bunch of pieces of Christmas tree. we are back from the pod, from the errands. We ended up getting just egg from somewhere and then some vegan brioche so that we can make some French toast again. One of the things on my list for picking up from the pod was this little, I don't know, caddy. This little carrying tray that I was using for beauty products because we had a townhouse and I hated bringing things from our 3rd-story bedroom down to the main 2nd floor where we spent most of our time. And so I would just carry around what I was going to use in this guy. But I am often bringing my set of nail things to the living room. So I figure I would try putting everything in this guy and see if that works for me and is helpful. I feel like I tried it when we first moved in here and I voted it off the island, but we're trying again. So it's just a little dirty. I don't know if anybody has been watching Poker Face, but we watched the newest episode last night and don't want to give anything away, but I did not expect the person to die that died. I did not think that was going to be the murdered person. So that was fun to watch. And we have rolled on into another day. Happy Tuesday, happy Valentine's Day. I'm finishing up editing over here and Bubby is making some scrumptious French toast. This time we're using the vegan brioche bread from Trader Joe's, which is a bit thicker, so we had to use a double recipe, but ooh, it is so good with this bread. I have some links in the description box if you guys want to check them out from random things from throughout the video. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like. And if you aren't subscribed already, definitely subscribe if you're interested in seeing some of our videos in the future, because you want to make sure that you are notified when we have more videos coming out on Tuesdays and Fridays. See you guys next time.